All right, Ultimate Hoops Nation, my name is Reed Nelson. This is Corin Chesterton. This is the Day 1 recap of the Ultimate Hoops 2015 National Tournament. You are Pool A. Yes. We're going to start with Pool A. Okay? And with Pool A comes JYD and the Vegas Ballers. They go 3-0, defeating Illuminati in the last game. We had an opportunity to speak with Keith Harris. Here's that interview now. All right, Ultimate Hoops Nation, I'm here with Keith Harris of the Vegas Ballers. You guys made that look very easy. Was it as easy as you made it look?
I mean, every team out here is good. There's so much competition, and so, we played well, we played hard, and that's all we can do, and we leave the results up to whatever.
This is fouled him at least once. That's all I'm saying.
This is a group of guys who have been playing together for how long?
2 months.
Man, yeah, maybe not even 2 months, man. I mean, we've only had six games in our league, and then this weekend, so not even 2 months yet. So.
Okay, what do you got to do tomorrow to take this or keep the trophy in Vegas?
Just play our game. That's it. Don't let another team take us out of our game, man. If we do that, we'll be good, man.
All right, appreciate it, sir. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
That was Keith Harris of the Vegas Ballers. He didn't play the first 2 games. Talk a little bit about that.
So here's an interesting thing on Keith Harris. He pulled a little bit of a Willis Reed on that last game. Vegas Ballers, their bench is right in front of an exit door. So, I'm sitting there watching my team, Illuminati, come Chicago, obviously, and all of a sudden, door opens up. I see the team smiles. They get some sense of relief taken off their shoulders. So in comes, Keith Harris. Comes in the game and absolutely explodes. Didn't play the first 2 games like you said. He had some cramps. Must have been fresh, because Illuminati looked, tired. Even Vegas Ballers to start the game looked a little bit tired. But he came in and just sparked them. He had a point in the game where I think he had 8 consecutive baskets. And they weren't just regular baskets. Like, he was getting to the basket, spin move, like pull up, turn around. He was fun to watch, man. So maybe those first 2 games rested him up and just re-energized his team for that third and important game, which both teams needed to be the #1 seed coming out of Group A.
Speaking of rested and rejuvenated, Warren Rosegreen, also the Vegas Ballers, had an opportunity to speak with him. Here's Warren. Warren Rosegreen, the Vegas Ballers. Respectfully, sir, I mean, that was a pretty monster dunk at the end of the game. If you don't mind sharing, and you don't have to answer, how old are you?
I am 41 years old.
41 years young.
Yeah, 41 years young. Oh, I don't care what you say. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm a role model to kids. I work out 6 times a week. I eat healthy. You know what? And thank God, no injuries. I still can do a windmill if I wanted to.
I'd love to see it. There are, I mean, you're absolutely right. There are young kids who wish they had hops like you. Now, you guys made that look very easy. Tomorrow's not going to be as easy. Even though that was the #1 seed, you guys were a #2 seed. Did you guys feel disrespected by the #2 seed?
Well, you know what? We just put a group of guys together that love playing the game of basketball. So wherever the cards lay, we'll take it.
Warren, thank you for your time. We'll see you tomorrow.
You got it, buddy.
That was Warren Rosegreen, again, 41 years young. The Vegas Ballers 3-0. They will represent the Pool A as the #1 seed tomorrow. Pool A, #2 seed, the Illuminati, they come in 2-0 to their final game against the Vegas Ballers. They lose, and it wasn't even close. So let's talk first to Willie Clark. He had a few things that he wanted to say about that loss.
Corin Chesterton, Ultimate Hoops Regional Coordinator, here with Willie Parker of Illuminati. What happened out there? 2-0 game versus 2-0. Vegas Ballers pretty handily beat you guys tonight. That was playing for the #1 seed to go to the playoffs tomorrow. You do get the #2 seed still going in. What were your thoughts on that game tonight?
Man, it was just lack of focus, lack of energy. Defensively, we weren't there. We worried about offense too much, and we got to come out tomorrow and focus all our energy on defense. And you're gonna see a big change from what just happened on that court. You're gonna see a big change tomorrow.
So, speaking to your first 2 games, you guys played awesome. So what can you take out of the first 2 games? Possibly anything from the third game that maybe you saw to bring to tomorrow that other teams will be paired to see the first 2 game team.
First 2 games, you see we was up and down the court, transition, getting hype, getting energy and everything. This game we were a lot slow. We weren't passing the ball like we should. They were hitting their shots. I give them that. They were hitting their shots, and when they played grindhouse basketball, we couldn't keep up.
So now being the team captain, what are you going to tell your guys? You know, how do you get them to regroup? You know, and get their focus, you know, off that last game, and looking forward to tomorrow.
It's a test. It's a big test. You know, tomorrow we're gonna see how we respond. But I got a pretty good gut feeling that we're gonna come out. We're gonna be all right.
Cool. I appreciate your time, Willie. After that.
That was Willie Clark of the Illuminati. Talk a little bit about the 2-1 Illuminati along with Willie Clark.
Well, first, you got to acknowledge Willie's hairstyle. Looks great. Got the blonde, slice on the side. Willie's a great guy, great ambassador for our league. This is what worried me about Team Illuminati. They have so much potential on their guard play, and they have strong guard play. Ryan Harris can straight light it up. The other night in Schaumburg, he went off for 55, 15 threes, and he made it look easy. But if they're not making their shots, they're going to have trouble. Their big man, Josker Demby, first game against Basketball State of Mind, he looked like he was going to be the dominant big man for the team. Nick Cordero is huge, but Josker made it seem, I got this. He hasn't been doing that. They haven't been rebounding, so their post play is scaring me a little bit. If their threes aren't falling, Ryan Harris, Xavier Granger, KP, you know, Dan Silver, it could be a problem. But, you know, they live by the three. They die by the three. Their posts are going to do what they're going to do. You know, maybe you get a game or two out of them. Hopefully that game is their next game, which is elimination playoffs. But what I've seen, their next game is against Splash Brothers. They're a jump shooting team also, so it's going to be an up and down. But like you say, the post play is a little scary. This is what worried me about Chicago, is if they start losing it, will all the wheels fall off? We saw that in the third game. The wheels completely fell off. Can they regroup? Was this loss a good thing for them? Maybe, you know, it makes them, it humbles them. Because I know red carpet, they showed it off. You know, they're talking, they're loud. Could this loss be a good thing for them, that it was this bad? We'll see.
All right, Basketball State of Mind from Laguna Niguel. They actually go 0-3 today. But, you know, we had a good chance, a good opportunity. You know, speaking of hair, I believe J.J. Reed of Basketball State of Mind, we had an opportunity to speak with him along with Nick Brown. Here they are now.
Corin Chesterton, Ultimate Hoops Regional Coordinator for Chicago, here with Basketball State of Mind's JJ and now
Nick Brown.
Nick Brown. So you guys played Vegas Ballers. It was a tough game. You guys had a lead, fought hard, but couldn't pull it out. Final score 74-64. Whoa. What were your guys' thoughts on that second game there?
They're just professionals. They really box out really well. Their big men are just ultimate, like the ultimate big man, and I think that's what we lacked. That was our big man. We kept in the game with our shooting. A lot of our shooting kept us in there, but their big men were grabbing every rebound. And the one guy, Ronald Green, he's just a monster. Like, how do you stop a guy that just dropped like 30 on the post, right? So it was much credit to them, and I'm really proud of my team for our first time here.
So, speaking on your first time here, your first game, not as good as the second game. So, I mean, there is improvement there. You still have a third game. Unfortunately, due to the conclusion of the other game, you guys are eliminated from playoff contention. So your third game, what are you guys looking to do? Continue on getting better?
Get one win. Just get one win.
Continue to win. I mean, it's our fault for that 9 o'clock game. But unfortunately, I won 10K last night, and we were out till 5 o'clock in the morning. And I think I'm gonna blame that on the 30-point loss. We played better the second game, and as you see, we keep improving. It's our first year playing together. It's 3 teams combined from the Laguna Niguel League, and next year I guarantee you we'll put up a bigger fight.
Yeah, and we will be back next year.
Nice. So now I must say, out of all the shoes, all the styles, everything, this haircut, Reed, can we get this? That is the flyest cut I've seen. Yep. Oh, so it matches the Lifetime trainer logo. So awesome second game. It was a lot of improvement.
Hey, thank you, Lifetime and Ultimate Hoops, for putting this on. It really is very professional. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We'll see you in the third game.
So J.J. Reed with the hair, that was the highlight of the day. They competed all day long. Not enough size, not enough depth. But I thought they did well. The Fridley Bulls, on the other hand, also did well. They go 1-2. They beat Basketball State of Mind to finish, but they aren't able, to win either of their first 2 games against the Illuminati or the Vegas Ballers, despite being very, very, very close. Talk a little bit about the Fridley Bulls.
Fridley Bulls out of Minnesota. You probably know them a little better than I do, but my first take on them was it really was just like a roller coaster. They had so many chances in the second game against Vegas Ballers. They go into the half with a 4-point lead and the half on a 5-0 run, but they just you never felt like they were going to win the game. I don't know what it was. Maybe they just didn't have that it factor, or that killer mentality. but you always had a thought that the other team would pull away. So they were up and down. You know, if they open up against Basketball State of Mind and get a, you know, decisive victory, maybe that carries them into the playoffs. Maybe they win their second game against Illuminati. And then, you know, if they lose their third game against Biggest Ballers, they still would qualify for the playoffs. So maybe they get a tough break not playing a 4 seed first and having that mindset. But, you know, I like what I saw out of...
Kelvin Bell had a great game. You know, Kelvin Bell is a rec player in Minnesota. Joy Lawson, another player with a great game. Ruben Trotter was turning heads. People kept asking me, who's that big guy? So a lot of great play from the Bulls, and I agree with you, from the Fridley Bulls. If they start out with Basketball State of Mind, I think they get a little bit of momentum. Momentum is the name of a game, you know, in a tournament like this. So
now I heard Bella said, you know, he doesn't play on B teams, that it's only 2 A teams.
Well, Eugene Phelps said that the Bulls weren't going to bring an A and a B team; they're just going to bring their A team. So. But I think the Fridley Bulls showed up. Not as well as the regular Bulls, but they showed up well. So that's it for Pool A. Thanks a lot, Corn.
Yes.
Over again. All right, Ultimate Hoops Nation, Pool B with David Vada out of Atlanta, region coordinator David Vada. Interesting pool today. Now, the Mob goes into their third game 2-0 and expecting to play tomorrow. They end up out with a 3-way tie at 2-1. So now Wiley came dressed to impress, but unfortunately they go 0-3. Talk a little bit about Wiley's performance towards the end. They didn't give up when it would have been easy for them to, when their game mattered for point differential purposes.
Absolutely. You know, Wiley is tough. You know, that ended up being a tough pool. You know what I mean? I don't think they really had the talent that they needed to get it done, but they played hard. You know, you can't ask for more than that. They came out, they played hard. Even in that last game, you know, rather than just lay down and let Hong Kong Diesel roll through them and throw the whole crazy point differential situation that we had out the window, I mean, they played hard down to the wire. You saw it knocking down big threes at the end, you know, trying to cut the lead down. They knew kind of what was at stake, and, you know, absolutely, you know, never retire attitude, played to the end.
So I want to talk a little bit about Shondell Lee with Hong Kong Diesel. Now, Hong Kong Diesel was a 4 seed, mind you. Okay, out of Denver, 7 guys. They had 10. 3 didn't show up, so they were down to 7. Shondell Lee had a huge monster game in their win over the Splash Brothers. We had an opportunity to chat with him, which was sort of an interesting interview. So let's cut to Shondell Lee right now. 26-11, huge game for you. Talk about your performance.
I just want to play, y'all, honestly. We didn't play good the first game. Like, we got to play better as a team, and that's all I'm worried about, us playing good as a team. It don't even matter about me having 26-11. You
and Mark Price hug it out at the end?
Oh, I love him. He's good. He's good. He's just a good dude, man. We was talking, we were arguing a little bit, but that's the fun of the game, though. So make it fun always, no matter what.
Shondell, good luck rest of the game. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Too much. All right, that was Shondell Lee of Hong Kong Diesel, one of the more interesting players from today. Very good. Now, you have a couple of things you want to say about Mr. Lee.
Yeah, Mr. Lee, man, he started off 1 for 16 the first game. I was told by Andrew, you know, his coordinator, that he was the guy to look out for. I said, what did you bring down here to me, man? And then, man, did he show up to play in those last 2 games. Little crazy, but that's probably what makes the guy tick, man. That's what has him scoring, has him doing the things out there that we love to see. You know, you saw him there getting into it with another player, didn't want to do the interview, and, you know, he still came out. He was very dejected, you know, at the end of the last game, not knowing what was going to happen. But yeah, he came to play. Absolutely, Shondell Lee is going to be something to watch tomorrow.
So here's the deal: we come into the last game, and Hong Kong Diesel has the opportunity to out point differential the Splash Brothers. And we were going back and forth, and this is why the Wiley trying meant something, because the Splash Brothers were yelling over at Shondell Lee, we're yelling over at Wiley. Actually, we had a good interview with Nick Tomsic, which we'll get to in a second, talking about that. But it went back and forth. Well, the Splash Brothers ended up comfortably out point differentialing Hong Kong Diesel. Something we did not expect at all is that Hong Kong Diesel jumping undefeated the Mob. Okay, three-way tie at 2-1. So, needless to say, somebody brought something up to me like, hey, did you go ahead and check to see if the mob got jumped? So we went back into the office, we calculated it, and here's what happened. All right, Ultimate Hoops Nation, Big Rig Luscious one last time. Now, you guys knew that you had to win by, in the end, 32 points. You come up 8 points short. You're 2-1, though. So how does it feel? How do you feel about your performance today?
I feel really good. You know, you talked about it coming in here that you got to play 3 games, and we had a bad half. That bad half cost us. But I really like the improvement we made in the next 2 games. Splash Brothers, they definitely had a great team, but we came out and played. And Wiley, we really put it on them. So we ended up good, but like you said, you got to play 3, and we're all disappointed. But first time out, 2-1, you know, I'll take it.
What did you learn for your experience that you'll take into next year?
Oh, well, I can tell you this much: we're going to bring more people, and people that will come. I mean, this is always probably a continuous problem for people that don't live here in Vegas. I mean, I've talked to a lot of other teams that have like these huge rosters, and then you get here and it's 7 or 8 kind of a thing. That does make a huge difference. We've effectively only played with 6 players today. I came in at a magnanimous 3, but other than that, I wasn't really a factor. So we had 6 players win 2 out of 3 games. Yeah. I mean, we beat them by 24. Reality is, without a deeper bench, you know, we were competitive with the mob, but we just didn't have enough to get past the mob. It's a good team.
You know, you guys are probably the surprise of the tournament, to be honest with you. I mean, I didn't expect you guys to rattle off 2 wins, to be completely honest. I mean, you were a 4 seed. Yep. So, I mean, you're not playing tomorrow, but do you feel good about it?
I do. I feel good. Again, I think we finished up very, very strong, and that's what you want to do. It's a lesson learned. 10 minutes of bad basketball cost us. Next year, we got to come with 10 better minutes. But, yeah.
All right, guys. Appreciate your time. Appreciate for coming out. We'll definitely see you.
Next year, the rig's coming in leaner. I mean, I thought, you know, we're pretty dominant at 2-1 at not really 275. That's what it says, though. Next year, though, the bigs, there's only one big who's really dominant. I don't know what team he's on, 30. Real dominant down low. So, like, honestly, this is a guard-heavy league, guard-heavy tournament. You got a lot of tall bigs, but other than a few of them, not many of them are really truly that effective. So I personally think I could do that. We'll be back. Yeah. Trust on the Diesel.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
60 was
Hong Kong Diesel gets 24 plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have the official score on the scoreboard for the?
But that's
they did what by 9?
They lost by 9 to Hong Kong Diesel. So it's 20, they're in. Hong Kong's in.
It's in. So we're gonna go. We got breaking news for Hong Kong Diesel. We're gonna go deliver some pretty darn good news. Hong Kong Diesel it is. How does it feel to be in the next round of the playoffs?
Yeah!
Let's go. So, fellas, how does it feel to be in the next round of the playoffs?
Get it!
Woo! We in, baby. That's all we need.
Hong Kong Diesel.
Hey, we work too hard, man. We deserve it. We coming for it, man. We coming.
Hey, we got 6 players and a nutritionist. That's what we got, son.
I'm just ready to play. You already know. I don't need no extra stuff. I'm just ready to ball.
Get it. Get it.
I don't need no extra stuff.
Congratulations, fellas. Congratulations.
So that was that process. Honestly, I'm a little embarrassed about it because I didn't even consider the fact that the mob would get jumped. But a couple of things that I want to note. Big Rig and Luscious, you know, you saw that interview with Big Rig and Luscious. We told them they're out. They were very respectful. And then, again, we went back to the board and checked. Today has been a whirlwind, okay? So our apologies to the mob for not giving a little bit more warning. They got jumped by 2, plus 13, plus 11. We said go to the end. We said point differential. Yep. We said points matter. Yep.
Absolutely.
So then we come out there, Big Rig and Luscious, obviously then they get the news. Chase Skinkiss gets the news. He knew it. He was dejected. Yeah. You know, a team... Hong Kong Diesel was as high as they could be. The mob is low. A lot of those guys just got out of here right away. Now, they live here. So any thoughts on that whole situation?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I was trying to get the guys the information that they needed. They wanted to know scores, what do we think? And I said, look, guys, I can't give it to you perfectly. It's changing every second. We're watching back, forth, watching both scoreboards, making sure everything's done, you know, officially and right. I'm over there. First, I start with Hong Kong Diesel. I kind of gave them an idea. They were down, what they needed to do. They needed to win big. They, that fired up Sean Lee at halftime. He was ready to go. He told them, we're going to go blow them out. And they went and won by 24. So that was obviously they did what they could do. The other side, you had the mob. I'm talking to the mob at the end of that game, and I'm saying, guys, the point differential situation. They were really wanting to knock the Splash Brothers out. They kept saying, well, we want to knock them out. We want to beat them. So they're fouling down the stretch, and that's what cost them. They fouled a bunch of times. They played soft defense. Didn't want, they were just taking fouls, trying to get back in the game. Splash Brothers were going full speed trying to get that point differential thing going. So it just turned out to be crazy. They actually probably hurt themselves trying to, knock them out. I think they thought they had it, and someone wasn't really paying attention to the math on their side.
So the mob gets knocked out. And the reason being is because there was a three-way tie. So then one team beat one team, and then there was, everybody beat everybody once. So then we go to point differential. They get jumped by two teams. Wiley out, mob out. Basketball State of Mind, your 2 seed. The Splash Brothers go to the 1 seed in Pool B. Had an opportunity to chat with Nick Tomsick of the Splash Brothers. Here's Nick now. All right, UH Nation, I'm here with Nick Tomsick. You guys knew what you had to do. You had to win by as many points as possible. It looks like you're going to advance unless they were able to pull off a 15-point comeback. How does it feel to be playing tomorrow? Potentially. We'll find out in 40 seconds.
I mean, it feels good. We were very disappointed with ourselves. We really overlooked this team at our second game today. And we just got to take care of ourselves tonight, make good decisions, and we'll be good tomorrow. But it's good to advance. We knew at the end of the game when it was like an 8-point game and they're over here blowing this team out that we really had to flip the switch, and we did a good job closing the game out.
Barring a miraculous comeback here, you will be advancing in about 13 seconds. So a couple of your players are actually yelling at the Wiley guys to get going. Did you run a messenger over there to let them know to get their act together?
Well, I yelled at them to stop getting their ass busted and have pride. So they still got killed, but I think they hung on good enough. So.
Well, you're into the knockout rounds tomorrow, Nick. We'll see you then. Thank you, sir. So that was Nick Tomsick again. That interview was earlier before we knew that the mob was actually out. So, just an interesting pool, to say the least. So Splash Brothers, your 1 seed, out of Pool B. Hong Kong Diesel was a 4 seed. I thought they'd go 0-3, to be completely honest with you. But they came and they shut me up, and they went 2-1, and they advanced.
Hong Kong Diesel played with 6 players today. I mean, they had 7 on their roster, but we didn't get any minutes out of one of their players. I don't know if he played at all. I mean, he played 1 game today, so he played with 6 guys. They didn't look like they had the talent that they needed. They knocked off Splash Brothers, which looks like to me like a team that's easily the Final 4 team or Final 2 team in my eyes. Very, very impressive team when they come to play. Great guards, good small forward, in that position. Very, very solid. So that was huge, man. That win changed this whole conference. I mean, that's what we come here to do. That's what this tournament's all about. To me, is guys coming out here and nobody really knows what to expect, and come and get some battles, and all of a sudden we get some upsets, because we had a bunch of upsets today, and that was the biggest one that I can think of.
Hong Kong Diesel will play Vegas Ballers, JYD squad. Illuminati will match up against the Splash Brothers. So
Illuminati, Splash Brothers.
If Hong Kong Diesel is able to knock off the Vegas Ballers, then I guess. Good luck, guys. We've doubted you this whole time, so I'm going to continue to doubt you, and you continue to prove us wrong. Illuminati Splash Brothers is going to be an amazing matchup.
Yeah, that's the matchup. That's the matchup of the first round to me. I don't think there's anything better than that. Fast-paced game, interesting guard matchups. I can't wait to see that.
Pool B with David Vada. Thank you, David. All right. I'm now here with James Mooney, Northeast Region Coordinator. Pool C, the Pool of Death, as it was nicknamed throughout the day. A lot of highlights to get to here. So, first highlight of the day, Paul Kirkpatrick of the Select Imports with a beautiful game-winning runner against Ball So Hard, which seems like weeks ago now when you consider that Select Imports did not advance. Here's the highlight. Here's his interview. Paul Kirkpatrick right now. On the clock. All right, UH Nation, Paul Kirkpatrick with the game winner. How does it feel, sir?
Feels good to get the first win today. Hopefully we can keep it continuing for the rest of the tournament.
That was a big physical team. You only have 7 players, okay? How good does it feel to get the first win out of the way?
Feels good. Like I said, just trying to keep it rolling for the rest of the tournament. Good to knock that first one down, just try to keep that momentum going.
Awesome. What was going through your head as you were driving the lane there?
Finish. That's it, finish.
Thank you, sir. Good luck the rest of the day. That was Paul Kirkpatrick of the Select Imports. Unfortunately, not much more Select Imports to talk about today. Kenny Ziegler with a dislocated finger. They finish at 1-2. Talk about their early exit from the tournament.
Well, against Ball So Hard, I mean, that was, for them to come out, I didn't expect much. I saw Ball So Hard, I saw their squad, I was like, they look good. Did not expect Select Imports to do what they did. They came out hungry, everyone looked good, and they squeezed that win. And you thought, ooh, this is going to be an interesting pool.
Because they were the 3 seed who upset the 2 seed with the Bulls on the other court. So we knew the Bulls still had to play Ball So Hard and the Select Imports. We're like, okay, sorry guys.
Yeah, it was going to get interesting, but then you lose Ziegler.
Yeah, Kenny Ziegler to a dislocated finger. He's out for the tournament.
That was honestly their destiny.
The Bulls started out, I want to say, like 17-0 against the Select Imports. The game was over before it began.
There's not much to say.
They just didn't have anything left. It's like they put everything they had into that first game, and that was it. They were done.
And losing him killed them. That like sucked the air out of the balloon.
It really did. And I mean, having to play the Bulls that second game after like, oh my gosh, you just had us play Ball So Hard. We just scratched and clawed for the win. Now we've got to play the freaking Bulls. So they got a tough road. So Zach Andrews of Ball So Hard. Ball So Hard is a gigantic team. I mean, just huge. Zach Andrews, a D-League player apparently. Ball So Hard. They had a game-winning dunk, or Zach Andrews had a game-winning dunk against Houdini, but not after a little bit of controversy. We're going to talk with both Hollis Hale, who stripped Gabe Sandoval at the end there. It went off of Gabe Sandoval, or so we think. The ball stayed with Ball So Hard possession. They ended up scoring on the game-winning dunk. So let's go to that highlight first. All right, Altitude Hoops Nation, I'm here with Hollis Hale. Controversial call at the end. You saw the video.
I did.
What did you think?
The ref first said I was fouling him, which was bizarre because he was letting stuff go the whole night, so it wasn't a foul. First we thought it was a 5-second call. They had just called one earlier, so I thought I was playing D for 5 seconds. Then Sandoval exposed the ball. I tip it, goes off his leg. I saw the video. I was nowhere near the ball, and like I said, I thought it should be the other way, going us to win the game on a buzzer beater.
So when it happened live, now be honest, did you know it was off his foot?
I was pointing away. If you watch the video, I was going the other way right away because I knew exactly that wasn't off me.
But then when you saw the video, it just confirmed?
Confirmed, yeah, confirmed.
Okay, so now you guys are 0-2, but you're not eliminated yet.
We just found out that we can win tonight and possibly move on.
What has to be different?
We're small. Our tallest guy's 6'3", so we're guard oriented. So we run these bigger teams, and you notice past 2 games we have to zone. So we're living and die by them missing a 3, making a 3, trying to get some boards. It's tough because again, I'm sitting there 6'1", trying to play the left block and boxing out Terrell Suggs. So it's pretty difficult.
All right, thanks, Hollis. Good luck next game. Thanks. Dunk. So let's go to that highlight first. Okay, that was Hollis Hale's, both his thoughts and the highlight. I think it was pretty clear that it went off of Gabe Sandoval's ankle, and it should have been Houdini's ball. I mean, was there any doubt, really?
Depending upon your angle. I know the baseline referee was on that side, had direct line of sight of the play. And I don't know. I had the back angle, and it looked like from the deflection, there was a kick to the right that looked like it hit the foot and then bounced out. And it's such a bang-bang play. you can't fault the referee. It's literally a 50-50. You either got it or you don't.
So we had a lot of angles. Here's an angle where you can literally hear the crowd reaction. So that angle was actually courtesy of Jason McCreath, our Houston region coordinator. The crowd was very pro-Vegas because the team was from Vegas, but I was on the opposite side of the court, and it appeared that the ball went off of Gabe Sandoval's ankle. Everybody in the gym thought that. But I'll be honest with you, and I say this a lot, so don't roll your eyes. The refs did a fantastic job today. Not only with the officiating the game, but we finished 12-hour games or 12-hour day at about 9:07. We were 7 minutes behind. They kept things going. So thank you, referees, for doing that. So what that turned into, of course, was a Zach Andrews game-winning dunk. Here's that dunk.
Hey, UH Nation, I'm here with Zach with Ball So Hard, which is winning 60-58 in a barn burner. You just got the game-winning dunk. Take us through the last few seconds. Did you think that was out of bounds? Were you guys a little worried?
Honestly, I mean, I seen it, the view I had, it definitely went off his knee. But I mean, here it's a tough game, you know, with the refs and whatnot and the calls that they're making. So, you know, we just tried to maintain our focus and try to keep control of the game so that we can come out with the win.
So you guys lost the first game in a really close one. How does it feel getting this win down the last seconds?
It's a good win for us, but we know right now we ain't done. You know, we still got a lot of games to win if we want to stay in this competition for tomorrow.
So the next game is going to be a must-win. How do you think you guys are going to do?
If we gain our focus, we can definitely come out with the win. You know, we fighting amongst ourselves right now, which is, you know, it's not a good thing for any team, no matter what league you in. So if we gain our composure and come together, we can win it.
Well, thanks, Zach.
No problem.
Good luck the rest of the game.
That was the Zach Andrews game-winning dunk. Ball So Hard defeats Houdini early today. We'll get to some more Zach Andrews. He was involved in a little bit more controversy later on. So, any final thoughts on Houdini? They actually finished at 1-2,
Along with three other teams.
Yeah, with two other teams. So, so talk a little bit about Houdini and their run today.
I wasn't so impressed with Houdini. I didn't see much there. I didn't see much. I don't know. I couldn't get a good feel for them. They didn't look that good, and their one win was against
the Select Imports, who had checked out. But now the Select Imports beat Ball So Hard, so you know, the Vegas teams have the advantage of being here. They knew they needed to be bigger next year. If they play again, they will be bigger. So, okay, so let's get to the Bulls. The Bulls played Ball So Hard in what was the game of the day, I believe. A lot of controversy. A lot of interesting calls. So towards the end of the game, we had an and one where Kevin Gullickson ran over a player from Ball So Hard at the baseline. He finishes it. I don't know the name of the player that finished it, so I apologize, but we're going to show that highlight right now. So again, the foul was on Kevin Gullickson. I apologize for not getting the name of the score, but it was a great play. So the very next possession, Luke Settergren with the three-point attempt bounces off the rim and snagged by one Zach Andrews. We have a couple different angles. Of course, Ball So Hard does not agree with the call, but your angle from the opposite side of the court shows unequivocally that the ball was above the cylinder, and the bottom line, that's a three-point play, and they never relinquished the lead.
It's just, it's so stupid. It's like, why? Why was it necessary to tip it? Number one, he had a clear path to just secure the rebound. There was no reason to tip it out. It wasn't like he was pinched and just trying to get it out of play. It was literally just something so idiotic. And at that point in the game, it wasn't even close to going in. It was a clear miss. Why even tamper with it? And that cost him the game. That was the game.
So the Bulls get the ball back. They inbound it. Brandon Bell steals it. Terrell Suggs calls a timeout. They aren't able to get a good look after that. So Ball So Hard did have another opportunity to play the Bulls. So Ball So Hard advances out of Phoenix. They're the 2 seed out of Group C. The 1-seeded Bulls, 2-time national champion. Are they the favorites tomorrow?
Who?
The Bulls. 3-0 today.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, again, it was the pool of death, championship pool. I really felt that the winner of that pool would win it all. The Bulls looked very good. Again, going 3-0 in the toughest pool that we have is extremely impressive. No excuses. They got it done. So if I had to say that the Bulls are the favorite, I would say the Bulls are the favorite.
Bulls, 2-time defending 2-time national champion. Of course, they're not defending. The decision won last year. James, thank you. Pool C. I think one of these 2 teams is going to be in the championship game tomorrow. And you know what? If they rematched in the championship game, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. So.
Me neither, and I'm sure we'll have to get more seats for everyone to watch.
It'll be fun. All right, thank you, James.
No problem.
I'm here with Andrew Fogeris, Pool D. Okay, so Flight Vegas, the 4th seed, goes 3-0. And as Vance Randall and I spoke about earlier, they basically shoved it right in my face. I had an opportunity to speak with Vance Randall. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's Vance. All right, Altitude News Nation, I'm here with Vance Randall. Now, a little bit of a roller coaster ride. You guys were given a 4 seed yesterday.
That's a 16 seed. We know how you guys did it.
You completely shoved that in our face. Was that motivation?
You know, it was a little bit, yeah. But I mean, who are we? Nobody knows what team we are. So I don't blame you for giving us a 16 seed. But we came in here, not really high expectations. We just group of friends like to have fun, like to play basketball. But we told ourselves, if teams sleep on us, we'll put them to bed.
How do you not have a letdown after just beating the defending national champions? Is it possible?
Absolutely. This gives us a real belief that we could win this whole thing. So we're going to go after the next team just as hard as we went after this team.
Awesome. Thanks, Vance. Good luck the rest of the day. Thank you. So Vance Randall is right. He wasn't the 4 seed. He was a 16 seed. Okay. When we seeded these things out, I had the decision at 1. And I had Flight Vegas at 16. And Flight Vegas went undefeated. Okay, now this decision team, let's start with them, is a absolute shell of them of their former selves. They return Anthony Bird. They return Rennell Green. They return Ryan Little. They return Alan Rice. And I'm missing one more, I believe. But this is not the same team. No Marco Clark. No Bo Barney. No Wes McKenzie. Talk a little bit about the decision.
State of flux, honestly, is I don't think their chemistry is what it was, and they don't have the size they had. When you lose McKenzie, a true point guard, it's going to be a loss for any team, regardless of whether it's the decision or the Golden State Warriors. No point guard, you're going to take a step back. Teams were throwing the zone defense at them today, daring them to hit the outside shot, and they weren't doing it. So if nobody's hitting the outside shot, why would you really want to go man up with them? And they struggled today. They missed some bunnies inside, turning the ball over. They played to the level of their competition. And even in the first game against Flight Vegas, they just got beat, plain and simple. But talking to Ryan Little at the end of the night, he said, all you got to do is get to Sunday, and that's what they've done.
So I had a chance to speak with Ryan Little, and actually this was after their opening game loss. So here's Ryan. RUH Nation, I'm here with Ryan Little. Not how you wanted to start, but you faced adversity in this tournament before. How do you recover?
We know what we need to do. I mean, the very first year we came out here, we got beat from the Magicians Alliance, and they beat us pretty good, and we came back and won. So we know what it takes.
A lot different squad this year. Take us through kind of some of the adds, subtractions.
Well, we had a couple big injuries. We lost Marco Clark to an ACL injury, and that's a 20-10 guy, and Wes couldn't make it out. He's another 20-10. Bo's a 20-10 guy. So we got some new guys that kind of filled in, and they're just kind of learning their roles, but they did a good job today. We just need to bring it together next game. We'll be all right.
Ryan, thanks for your time.
Appreciate
good luck.
It, man. Thanks.
That was Ryan Little of the decision. Again, they advance. They're your 2 seed. Your 1 seed again, Flight Vegas. We'll get to a little short prediction segment in a second. Game Over finishes at 1-2. They only beat Let's Get It out of New Jersey, but they gave Flight Vegas a little bit of run for their money at the end of the game. Talk a little bit about that game.
They showed a lot of resolve, and they were down big. They were down 20-plus points in the second half of their game. Ended up coming back and almost beating Flight Vegas to give them their only loss, and ended up losing by 4 points. So you got to hand it to them, as they could have crumbled up and folded and given up, but they fought back and made it a game.
Let's Get It goes 0-3. Wavegrave Sandy, Eddie Mills. Eddie Mills, a healthy Eddie Mills this year. They had a much better showing last year. Now they combined with a few of the select imports, so I think that's part of the reason for that. But they just didn't have the size. If you want to come out to this tournament, you got to have roster, long, deep roster, and big players. They had neither. So Let's Get It again goes 0-3. They're both eliminated, both Let's Get It and Game Over, out of Tempe, Arizona. So let's talk a little bit about Pool D, which, believe it or not, was the weakest pool. Okay, that's just the bottom line. When your 1 seed again is a team that loses off the bat to your 4 seed, something's a little funky. So the decision, the 2 seed we'll get to that in a bit here.
Yes.
But Game Over. Excuse me, not Game Over.
Flight Vegas.
Flight Vegas, your 1 seed. Your 3-0 Flight Vegas will open up tomorrow against Terrell Suggs and Ball So Hard. I mean, I'll give them every opportunity to prove me wrong again, but can they keep this game within 20, realistically?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They have great guard play, and that's the name of this tournament, is if you're getting great guard play, you're ahead of the curve, and they also have a rim protector who is going to give them fits. The one issue I see, though, is that Ball So Hard, they brought, 12 guys, 11 guys? Flight Vegas did not. We'll see how they're feeling tomorrow, but I honestly think it'll be a close game. I really do.
Don't underestimate a team that has been given absolutely zero respect, even now. And I apologize, but again, if this is fuel for you, perfect. So, okay, opening game tomorrow, the Bulls from Minnesota will play the Decision. Now, the Decision is a 2 seed coming out of the D bracket, or the D pool. The Bulls 1 seed out of the C. The Bulls are 3-0. They look tight as ever. The Decision, who lost to the Bulls in the national championship game 2 years ago. YouTube blocker charge, Ultimate Hoops, if you want to see what happened. This is the rematch we've been waiting for now 2 years. The Bulls look better, but this is a Decision team that has a gigantic chip on their shoulder, and they feel as though a national championship was taken away from them. Ryan Little, Anthony Bird, these guys were all here 2 years ago. Alan Rice, Rennell Green. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I hate to go against my a team in my region, but I think it's going to be the Bulls. They're full strength. The Decision's not. It's that simple. You can't really count out the Decision, though, because an X factor that you can't measure is motivation. They're angry. They don't like the Bulls. The Bulls don't like the Decision either. It's a great rivalry in Ultimate Hoops, but I think the Bulls are going to win, and probably by 10 to 15, honestly.
It's going to be a great game. We've got a lot of great games tomorrow. We've got some surprises. Hong Kong Diesel's a 4 seed. We also have a 4 seed in Flight Vegas, who went undefeated today. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. 10 a.m. Here at the Green Valley Lifetime Athletic. Day 1 of the 2015 Ultimate Hoops National Tournament is in the books. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Ultimate Hoops Nation. We will see you tomorrow.